Peace and blessings on this holiday season. Um, this is the press composition, and today I'm going to explain to you a little bit of a history of what I've been through. Um, I was definitely going to talk about a little bit of what's been happening so far. So far, I've been actually been going well. I had a few setbacks um, yesterday, but we're going to get into that. So I have a new medication. It's lorazepam. It is a 0.5 milligram tablet, and I have to take it at least twice a day. That was not going to work for me, so me and my mother have decided that we were going to get it prescribed, um, and ride out these 2 weeks together with this medication in hand. And we're going to do it once at night. So my schedule for that would be around 6 p.m. because it wears off within 6 to 8 hours. So it'll be between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. I've done some research on this drug. Um, not some many good things about this. This is anti-anxiety. Not much worse off than a antidepressant. Okay. Uh, First of all, people use it to get high. I thought it was, all about the Adderalls and the Xanax and the Percocets. But no, Ativan and lorazepam are also within those, but I guess would be considered to be gateway drugs. Um, it can be very addictive, which would make the drug less effective. Like you're not doing it to get better, you're doing it just to not, I guess, believe in the case get sick. So that's what I'm trying to not to do. So I created, oh shit, my back and I are not friends right now. What I'm trying to do here is there's no incriminating information. I am trying to, and please excuse my handwriting. I am trying to make up a schedule, and this is how it is spelled here. And this is my symptoms of how I felt. And so that's what I'll be doing for the next 2 weeks. So right within Christmas, I will be doing my medication. I don't know how I'm going to get this medication in through Christmas because number one, I don't want to come off as I'm trying to jerk everybody off. That did not come out right. That I'm trying to push anybody away. I don't want to push anybody away. I will accept a family, acceptance and things like that. So the first thing that you must have saw was, of course, the medication I'm currently on. At first, when I was at the hospital, they did give me half of it, and it was with water. I believe one of the nurses came in to give me that, and I didn't really feel the effects because while I was reading, it does take at least 20 to 60 minutes to completely take effect, and after this, I have to get something to eat. It takes 20 to 60 minutes to take effect. So we all know 60 minutes is pretty much just almost an hour. So I'm now feeling the effects now, the 20-minute effect. And it'll wear off within 6 to 8 hours between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. because I am taking it at 6 p.m. now. And that'll be for 2 weeks because there's no refills. Because of course they know this is not going to be a long-term thing. But, once again, we have decided to try to prescribe it. But as I was reading on, it also says that I should not be on this drug for no longer to 4 months. For no longer than 4 months. So that's what really tripped me out because number one, I don't take that well. 4 months, really? 4 months of me taking this medication. It is a struggle, but it will be handled accordingly and properly. Okay, so what is else to talk about? Let me tell you the symptoms, a few of the symptoms. So, of course, if you do not know, lorazepam is somewhat of a sedative. So it's best to take it at night than take it in the morning because you don't want to, if you are driving, you don't want to drive to work in this particular state because you have to have a sense of vision to see the road. And you don't want to weave in the traffic. You don't want to operate heavy machinery. So I believe if you are in construction or if you're in any type of heavy lifting, you might want to take a day off because this is definitely not going to be a day for that. So it's best to particularly do it at night because it is a sedative and it does, one of the side effects is of course drowsiness and sense of dizziness. But once it wears off, it's definitely going to render something. Now, this is the 18th, all right? And I was not expecting to be shaking so hard. It was pretty much my heart palpitations all over again. And it was crazy. It was definitely crazy. My temperature, thank God, did not go up. It was actually 97.4 when the shaking started to happen. Then from 98.7 instantly, but it did not go that high. So I'm like they're saying thank you God because I'm not in the mood to be, in a irritated mood. I'm not in the mood for that. So that's definitely a struggle. Oh yeah, I do not like the drug already because now I have to worry about being a dependent once again when it comes to the Atenol and the vitamin D and those aren't particularly known as addictions, but you don't feel like they're working, you want to take another one and another one, and that's what leads to overdose, which is why I don't understand why people would like to take sleeping pills just to feel better. You'll feel worse off than you already are, and especially if you get it off on the street or on the internet. Now, I do not recommend getting anything off the internet unless it is, medically approved by the FDA. And if your doctor recommends that you get it offline, if it's not within the states, then fine. You go ahead and do that. But me being a person who is not okay with online purchases such as, these types of medications, I would advise you to stay back because you don't know what these people put in these medications. And it'll send you on trips that you would never want to, I don't want to be on. And hopefully, if someone's watching this, you don't want to be on those trips either. Those aren't vacations. You don't get no hotel continental breakfast. It's nothing like that. And you have to excuse my eyelids. Um, my eyelids are not friends with me right now because of this medication. But we're going to be okay. Me and my eyelids. It's also best that you do not take alcohol. I'm not talking about rubbing alcohol. I do mean spirits, wine and spirits. Because number one, you'll be worse off than you already are. So what I do recommend, if you are going to take this drug, stay away from stimulants and spirits. Just use good old H2O, purified or tap. I prefer tap because, of the, certain types of minerals that I don't need in my body right now, unless it's recommended. Other than that, that's pretty much it as far as I'm concerned. These 2 weeks would definitely be interesting. Um, I do expect to travel. Yes, I do expect to travel, and not only within, hopefully, with this year, before it ends, um, within the new year as well. I do believe that traveling and getting a change of scenery will be a good thing for me because, it's time to get out of the house, and you want to explore new things. But as far as school is concerned, I will stay within the state, and I will make sure that when I stay within the state, I will not have any problems. All right, so that's just completely it. I hope you enjoyed this discussion. Well, kind of not a discussion, but this conversation. You can subscribe. I believe the subscriber will be somewhere down here in this area, down there. So subscribe. Also, like and comment if you like. You can ask me any questions about my mental health and how it doesn't affect my physical health. And if you have any other questions, you can email me at kiastylez2011@gmail.com. That all that's should be in the description below. Just because the name changed, I wish I could change my email address username, but it's stuck with me for quite a while. So yeah, and I don't see that problem with it. But yeah, at the end of the day, no matter who you are or what you are, if people have a problem with it or they just don't seem to understand it, is just say it's just who I am. Peace and blessings. Have happy holidays.